Today's hearing is just the beginning of a process that will likely last weeks. But what can we expect? Channel 3's Mike Savino sat down with an expert at UConn to find out. Mike's live now in stores. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, Denise, he said that these hearings in the House are likely to continue for the next few weeks as Congress considers what charges, if any, to bring against the president. Democrats will likely be deliberate in this process, but both parties have a motivation to wrap this up and shift their focus to 2020.
It's not a perfect analogy, but the House is like the grand jury deciding whether it should go to trial. They're not actually doing the trying, although it's hard to see that all the time.
Congress today held the first in a series of public hearings as it decides whether to impeach Donald Trump. UConn Political Science Department head David Yoloff says things will continue like this for the next few weeks. If Congress does impeach Trump, the Senate will then vote on whether to remove him from office.
What they're basically deciding is, can a charge be credibly brought that should then be sent to the Senate where the trial would take place?
The hearings come after a whistleblower said Trump tried to use aid to Ukraine to force officials to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden's son. Critics say Trump was trying to get dirt on a political rival. Yoloff says Ukraine's role in U.S. foreign policy is an important part of the case. The U.S. supports Ukraine's ongoing fight against Russia.
President Trump can run his own foreign policy, but the question is it the foreign policy that is in the interests of national security of the United States, or is it in some kind of personal or private interest?
Today's hearings focus on the testimony of William Taylor, U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. Also testifying was George Grant, a high-ranking official in the State Department. Yoloff says Taylor in particular is a key witness for Democrats who hope to prove Trump tried to get a favor in exchange for foreign aid.
He's a person who is as close as anybody to the actual act of the quid pro quo, if you will.
Wednesday's hearings were televised live, but students here at UConn were more focused on their classes.
Honestly, I'm just seeing what I see on Twitter, if I'm being honest.
Now, coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, we'll have more from my conversation with Yoloff, including why these proceedings will likely be different from any that we've seen in U.S. history. Reporting live from stores, Mike Savino, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.